Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat. Welcome back to a brand new Fortnite Battle Royale video, and in today's video we're going over map changes, storyline, and obviously the Season 4 second teaser. If you guys don't already know and you're not subscribed to the channel, roughly 80% of you guys watching aren't already subscribed, so do consider smashing that subscribe to keep up to date with all the latest Season 4 content. Also guys, regarding B Visual Shop, it has officially launched now. We do sell graphics to add into your videos. If you're a creator on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you can purchase graphics which can make your videos look more professional and increase your engagement with call to action. So make sure you guys are considering this. If you're a creator, these are great. I wish I had them when I first started YouTube. They've really helped my channel improve and obviously make your videos look much more professional. Go and check it out, B Visual Shop. It is run by me, so yeah, go and have a little look. I've spent a long time crafting this together. All right, so moving on to the first point, which is the comics. So here we have comics, and in Fortnite Battle Royale there is an official comic now in the Battle Pass screen. So I thought we'd check this out and break down exactly what's going on with it, and let's jump in and show you guys. So there's two options to view this comic. There's a overview and like a bigger view where you can zoom in. We're going to be viewing it in the overview just because it's easier for me to explain what's going on. Now personally, I've always struggled with understanding exactly how comics work. They're never really been my sort of thing personally, so I'm going to try and do this the way I would interpret a comic, because there is actually a previous edition to this comic which was released obviously as seen in Thor 2020 #1, and you can see at the bottom left. So first off, it explains how Thor has actually rose to become the king of the Golden City, obviously there. So that's the first two ones there basically, and then on the right side we get that Galactus crashes in and he's discovered that obviously he has been beaten by this power called the Black Winter, which is absolutely insane. And then basically Thor and Galactus have to team up together to go and take this out. And according to the previous comic, which you don't really see it in this comic very well, Galactus actually gives Thor the power as the new Herald of Thunder, so using Galactus's power. And you can see that is what's happening in this comic here. That's like me summarizing it because I don't want to spend too long on it, but go ahead and read it for yourself in game if you're there. Then the next screen, because we've got two pages of this, if we change it to the overview, we can see now that Galactus and Thor have successfully discovered that one of the 5 planets, and I believe this one of the 5 planet is possibly the Fortnite universe. So in the comics, they've got to go to 5 planets and basically restore the balance, and Thor has this cosmic energy which has been given to him by Galactus, and that's their objective. However, Galactus wants to consume planets, whereas Thor wants to save us from this Black Winter which is coming to us. So this is what's really interesting about it. You know, they're trying their best to work this out together, and Galactus is this huge evil villain, whereas Thor is this cool, like, obviously superhero or god who is trying to protect us in our world, and obviously and everything on that side of stuff. So yeah, and you can see obviously here, there, the power infinite. I can escape. It's pulling them in. If I feed on this, there will be nothing that I can do. And you can see Thor's like, no time, gotta warn them before obviously Galactus gets to them. And this is the Fortnite universe, clearly. This rift is pretty obvious what's going on here. Thor is going through this rift into the Fortnite world, and so is Galactus. It looks like Galactus has already gone through and Thor's following behind. And this is obviously going to lead into our Season 4 style stuff. And that actually leads on to the map change, which I've got for you guys. So if you pop in game right now, there is officially a map change in Fortnite Battle Royale, which you guys can see where the sky is slowly starting to crack open, and that's this rift from the comic. So this map change itself is tying in with the comic really nicely for allow us to get a more in-depth kind of look of where the storyline is going to go for Season 4. So there's the map changes there. There are going to be a few more map changes coming in as more teasers come out, obviously leading up to Season 4. I'll keep you guys covered on that. But this portal also plays this sound you can hear here in the background, which is absolutely awesome. And as well, guys, don't forget to go and use code PostboxPat for Season 4 as we are getting closer and closer to the release of Season 4. It'd be absolutely awesome if you guys could go and enter in my code ready for Season 4 and have me there to support me further. It really does help me through these difficult times. So thank you everyone who has been supporting me over the last few weeks or so, and everyone continuing to support me. You guys absolute rock and are true fans and supporters of the channel. So much love and respect to you guys. I'll be giving you guys some shouts in future videos, so let me know if you're supporting me in the comment section, and also head over to my Discord and Twitter and send a screenshot over. I'll add you guys into some future content. On a side note, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. So if you guys remember Season 4 last year, or 2 years ago, was it? I don't know. Chapter 1. 2 years ago? I think it was actually. So 2 years ago, Season 4 obviously had a few different things in, which had the superhero and villain style stuff with the Omega and Carbide. This was a huge like season, and obviously a huge disguise for the Fortnite storyline. And I feel like that's going to be the same with this season. I feel like we're going to see like Thor, the Galactus stuff going on. We may even see the live event Thor, and Galactus, because as we know, Galactus is this huge evil villain. I'm assuming that Galactus events will come to our world, and the live event might be in like the first few weeks of the season, to be honest, because we've not had a live event this season. So my prediction is maybe we might get a live event like in the first few weeks of the season, like the fourth week or something, and then everything goes like that, and then suddenly we realize the Thor and Galactus stuff is just like a side story, confusing us a little bit, hiding the main storyline, and then the main storyline does pick up its pace again. The reason I'm saying this is because of Donald Mustard's tweet yesterday. Now, for those that saw this, I completely forgot to put it in my video yesterday. I really do apologize about that. The only reason I forgot is I was in a huge rush trying to get that video out, and I just couldn't get the screenshot in, but I did mention it, and you can see that Donald Mustard tweeted out saying, it's all connected, pay attention, the story is about to kick into overdrive. And we obviously know this because we've seen that, and we know the story is officially kicking into overdrive. Fortnite also posted another teaser on their Twitter, which is the part 1, which is in game now, so the prelude to the war has begun. Obviously there's going to be more parts to this. We've just read through the comic, which is part 1, but there's their official teaser post you can see there from their Twitter, which they officially posted, and even Donald Mustard said go. So yeah, with him explaining the storyline is all going to kick into overdrive, I feel like basically what is happening here is Thor and Galactus are coming into the Fortnite storyline. They're coming into the Fortnite world to affect our storyline, which I love. I think that's such a cool idea. Now, the comic book idea, I'm guessing, is just kind of like a teaser leading up to this, kind of like a little bit of a mini live event type thing, but reading it rather than actually seeing it. I personally am not a fan of reading comic books. I don't really read too often personally, but I think they're really awesome. I used to read like Simpsons comics. I never actually read the Marvel ones, though they're really hard to find in the UK where I'm based, so that's why I never really got into them. But I'm pretty sure if I was brought up in the US, I would definitely be reading the DC and Marvel comics. I think it's like a huge iconic thing, especially the comic book shops back in the day. But at the minute, I don't really read them. For those wondering as well, the comic book is not tied in with the MCU, so it's not tied in with the films for Marvel. This is a separate storyline. Had a few people telling me yesterday that the Thor actually looks like Storm, but apparently it's not Storm, guys. It's actually going to be the upgraded Thor, as we mentioned before, obviously with him having them extra powers which have been given to him by Galactus. So obviously that's the new Herald of Thunder, which is officially the name of the new Thor. So that's really nice to see, obviously, that happening right there. I think it's something we should all keep our eyes peeled for, on how this is actually going to play out and how the storyline is going to be lined up around Thor. Usually this sort of stuff doesn't usually just happen out of nowhere, so I generally do think this is a big plan for the storyline. Unlike the Star Wars event which we received, I didn't see any storyline stuff in that, and obviously that was kind of like a shame to see like that sort of Star Wars stuff going on. I don't know, I like the collaboration for the final Star Wars film, but personally, the live event had no impact on the storyline. I think if they're going to do side live events like that, don't make it the entire season's live event. For example, during Chapter 2 Season 2, we got 2 live events. We got the Travis Scott concert, and we also received the final, obviously, device event. I think that was such an awesome season, the way they spaced them out. I understand that the season was slightly delayed, which made room for the 2 live events, but having 2 live events that big in a season, that's why Chapter 2 Season 2 has been my favourite season this chapter. It's absolutely awesome to see how them live events played out, and I'm predicting the same sort of thing with Chapter 2 Season 4, which is just around the corner on the 27th of August. I do suspect that Galactus will have his own live event, as well as a live event towards the end, leading more towards the Ego and Ghost styles. Ghost and Ego, isn't that the same team? Ghost and Shadow style storyline which we had. Obviously that's something which we still are developing with Midas, etc. Even Donald Mustard said he's alive and still doing just fine, so obviously that's going to impact the storyline a lot, seeing that Midas is still out there, and he's going to play a big part in the development of the Fortnite world and storyline as we get towards the end of Season 4. Now obviously we'll lead on to Season 5, which will probably see the appearance of Joker, etc. Depends on if Season 4 is delayed or not, with Midas Rex obviously potentially being part of that Season 4 event, seeing how Midas became that Midas Rex skin, and then we may even see it even develop even further into that Season 5 era as well. So some really awesome stuff. Also, it's rumored that Asgard could be in the game, and people are saying that potentially Groot could be in the game as well. Not too sure what I believe about the Groot style thing. It's possible, but it doesn't really have any input on this comic, so I'm not too sure about that, but I do kind of possibly could be a POI. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Smash the like, smash the subscribe. I hope to see you guys in future content, and once again, this is Postbox Pat signing out.